We are now going to see receipt of stock for a general basis, which is also called as a delivery basis. Whenever you're receiving stock for general basis or delivery basis, this is applicable only for those notified commodities or commodities for which bag basis or other tariffs have been defined. Products for which tariff has not been defined on a bag basis or on a unit basis cannot be received under any circumstances on a delivery basis. So the step is exactly same like your reservation basis. The only difference is here, since there is no reservation, the first step is to make the deposit application form. This is then followed by the stack allocation against this deposit application form, followed by the gate in, payment in, quality, stacking in and payment out, gate out process. So instead of a 7-stage process, it actually becomes a 8-stage process. The restrictions and the options are same like what we saw in the earlier modules. At the time of creating a deposit application form for food grains and food product, it's recommended not to choose set to wait and set to contain options. If set to wait is chosen, then the payment process both in and out will be skipped. If set to contain is chosen, then quality process will be skipped. If by mistake we have chosen the set to wait at the DAF stage, we can override it by choosing the payment yes in the gate in, which will enable the payment of goods. We will now see this with an example. So what I'm doing is I'm going to the space reservation, I'm going to the general, and I am doing I'm going to the receipt of stock. I go to general booking and I click on general booking. Now the option comes like what we saw in the space reservation. Now any party who is already a registered user with WMS can actually come and keep material out here. So it is not necessary for him to have a reservation to come and store goods in our warehouse. So by default, it will ask you whether this party who is coming is a new user or an existing user. Let us take any existing user of some other depot who wants to come and stock material in this thing. So what we do is we click on the existing user. And let us say for example purpose, we say this party called as Swarna wants to come and keep goods in our mystery. So we click on the next, and OTP is the difference between the reservation party and a general booking party or a delivery basis party is that for the reservation parties, the OTP is done only at the time of reservation. Once reservation is done, every time whenever we receive stock at the time of creation of deposit application form, we do not do an OTP authentication or a verification. Whereas in the case of general booking or delivery basis parties, every time when the party comes to the warehouse to deposit stock, there will be an OTP authentication. The method to retrieve the OTP in case the party does not receive the OTP is same as we saw in the earlier options. However, I recommend that you check with the party whether it is received in SMS with the OTP. Put the mobile number 12563. Okay, I do the search. I get the OTP as 330159. 330159. Okay, verify. So what I do is I skip. Now this is the deposit application form menu. So here I choose the commodity for which, let us assume this party is bringing in soya bean. So I select soya bean, and suppose I'm expecting that he is bringing 500 units and 50 kg bags or 50 kg bags, so 250. The deposit application date is today. Packing type is bag. Packing is 50 kg. Rate per quintal is, let us say, 1200. The variety is let us say NA. Party insurance by CWC. Now I will also demonstrate using this that if I click set to wait, the option out here, and I can restore it at the time of gate in. I have clicked set to wait. So as per the process, the payment process should be skipped. So what I do is I now submit. The DAF is made. Now I go to the receipt of stock, general booking. I go to the gate in. I see this particular DAF from Swarna. I do a next. Gate number 1 comes. Mode of transport is truck. Vehicle number is, let us say, TNHH 1234. Driver name is Ganesh. Now, is the payment required? Here there is an option to override the wrong choice in case if by accident you have actually chosen the set to wait option. So here I say yes, and I put here by in this truck how much I am getting. I'm suppose I'm getting 200 or let us say 300 units, and then it will, I'll say sale. Okay. Now if you go to the payment in, you will find that the token number is being reflected there. Now let me do the gate in for the second truck. I again choose the gate in, and I do a gate in 1. I do a mode of transport truck. I do TN45AB. I do driver's name. I say yes, and I say suppose I am bringing in 200 or 200 units or 100 units. Save. Now what happened? I put the second truck as 100 units instead of 200 units, which was a mistake. So what I do is I decide to do another entry for a gate in. I do the next. Choose the gate number 1. Choose the mode of transport truck and choose HR55A1234, another truck. I choose the payment yes. I now put the balance of 200 units. Okay, now if you see here, what it is the error? This is the warning saying that in the DAF I had put 500 units, but actually the first truck I had the gate in of 300, the second truck was 100, now it's 200. So it is telling me a warning that you are actually bringing in more amount of bags than what you have originally estimated at the time of preparation of DAF, or what has been filled by the customer or the depositor in the DAF. You simply say okay, and then you say save. Okay, so right now what we have done, we have entered 3 trucks at the gating stage. However, for the purpose of demonstration of token cancellation, I will process only 2 trucks. The second truck which we entered was a wrong information, hence I'm going to leave it unprocessed. So I go to payment in, I select the token, I select the first truck which was TNHH1204. How do you know this is the first truck? By the serial number at the end. So 456, I'll process truck number 4 where it was 300 bags. I captured the weight and I put it as some 202.5 3500. Okay, this is this thing. I submit it. Choose the weighbridge on, and then you choose the packing, and then you put the submit. Okay, now I'm not processing truck number 5, I'm processing truck number 6 and say 7, or let me process truck number 5 also. Let me process truck number 5. Okay, it is 100 bags. Capture weight, it is submit. I'll process the third truck. The time of payment I did not realize, so I just captured it. This is 200, 151.65. Okay, so all the 3 trucks have been processed. Sorry for some error reason. The truck did not process. I'm going to reprocess them. Okay, so all the tricks have been processed. Quality. This was, so we will process the good, submit. So you did not realize until as you came to this stage to understand that you have processed one extra truck. So you kept processing and you finished all the 3 trucks and submitted. At the time of stacking, you chose the first token number, which is the token number 4, and you actually, now you see this thing. You see here, there is an error message coming saying that space allocation not found, click here. Why this is coming? Because this was a general booking party and he has come in soya bean. So we have two options. Either we come up to here and then allocate space, or you could allocate space immediately after the deposit application form when you know what is the commodity and variety which you have filled. So what you need to do is go to, either you can click here, this will take you here. So you go to stack management, allocation of space. Now you see the deposit application form out here which you just filled for 500 bags. Against that you click and this formation date, you choose go down number 10, 10A, full stack. Let's see if any, there is one stack available in 10A2. You choose that food grain, commodity is soya bean, variety is NA, packing type is bag, packing is 50 kg and save. So if you do that, what happens is now you go back to the receipt of stock and pick that information from the stacking, and you should now again pick up the token and search. See, now you see that error has disappeared and you are able to see the stack. So you pick the stack, pick this stack numbers, and you put 300 units which came in this, and then you submit. Similarly, now do not process token number 5. At this stage, you realize token number 5 was wrongly created. So you go to token number 6 and do a search. And then you realize go down 10, compartment 10A, full stack, main stack 10A2, bag 200, and then you say submit. So you have processed. So at the time of gate in, you actually created 3 tokens, but 2 tokens you have processed because after quality you realize that one of the tokens you have put a wrong quantity of 100. So what you do is you go to payment out now. You finish this thing, 2 tokens, select token number 4. You put the capture weight. Let us assume 50 trucks is the weight of this thing. There are no empty bags weight, so you just submit it. You again do the next token, do a search, and then you do a capture of the weight. You again submit it. Okay, and you do a gate out. You do a 6, search, save. Okay, so we have done the gate out now. We have received 500 units. The customer declared at the time of preparing deposit application form that he brought in 500 units, and we have received 500 units, and we have prepared the deposit. We have received the stock. Now what happens? The last step is to prepare the ACK, go to reservation receipt of stock, general booking, and preparation of WHR ACK, search what is pending. Now if you see out here, party, we are not, that ACK button is not coming because it is saying there is a token which is pending, which is this 5 number token. If you remember at the time of demonstration, I told you one token I'm not going to process after quality. So in such a case, what do you do? So you have a token. So we're going to see two things out here. If you look at this thing out here, there is also a token cancellation which can be done using this method. So what we do is now this token is available for cancellation or it needs to be processed. When can you cancel the token? Token cancellation can be done only if before stacking out. So if you look at the 3 steps or the 5 steps out here, before this stage, if there is a token lying in this stage or this stage process, it can be cancelled. If token has crossed this stacking stage, then you have to do payment out and gate out and process it. You cannot cancel at the current stage of WebWMS. We are working on a feature whereby we will give you a token to be cancelled before the preparation of WHR ACK, maybe in the coming few days. Until then, kindly be careful to ensure that the tokens are being cancelled or any missing tokens or unprocessed tokens against a deposit application form has to be either cancelled or processed completely for the preparation of the ACK. This is a check in order to ensure that it should not happen that there were 5 trucks, because let us speak in this case. We actually entered 600 quantity, but we are now trying to process an ACK for 500. It is quite possible the customer filled up the deposit application form for 500 quantity, but actually brought in 600. So there has to be a conscious decision by the warehouse manager. The actual quantity was either 500 or 600 and he has to decide. So that is the reason why this check has been implemented. Now, how do we cancel the token? Now, if you go to the receipt of stock, there is an option called token cancellation. You click the token cancellation, you will be able to see all the tokens pending for cancellation. It is date wise. So if you click in the gate sort by date, you see today's date, this token number 5 is pending out there. You go and cancel this token. So if the cancel button is not there, for example, if you see here these 2 tokens, the cancel button is not there. This is because these 2 tokens have crossed the stacking stage. We cannot, once the stacking has been done, we cannot undo the tokens. You have to do a payment out and you have to do a gate out to close this. So if you look at this 090120, this token is lying in either a payment out or a gate out. We go back and look at it. So right now I want to cancel this token. I go and click the cancel token. It's asking me whether you want to confirm. I say yes. Once this is done, the token has been cancelled. Now you can go back to the general booking, the preparation of ACK WHR, and do a search. See, now the 3 buttons have been enabled. Now you can give an ACK, either a negotiable or a non-negotiable. Let us assume this is a farmer party or a party. So what I'm doing is I'm preparing a negotiable receipt. I'm putting ABC, rate per package 5 rupees, which is the rate of empty gunnies. Billing type, okay, is payment against delivery, and the market rate has been as described earlier. If the warehouse manager feels that market rate has to be changed, he can change the market rate. Since you are giving the warehouse receipt and in a negotiable mode, the warehouse registration number will appear here. The registration number which we saw while editing the warehouse details in the warehouse management section will be used to populate this particular field. The commodity variety, the tariff is automatically picked by the ACK WHR menu, and the stock is ensured. Yes, the condition good. These values are editable. You can change as per your liking. That's it. So with that we can save the ACK. So this is the process. We just saw how to receive a stock for a general basis party. We also saw how to do the token cancellation for this party in case if tokens are lying unprocessed. Now if you go to the receipt of stock and you look at the payment out stage, go to the receipt of stock, go to general booking, not reservation basis, go to general booking and look at the payment out stage. or the gate out stage, you see that token which was lying where cancel button was not coming is coming out here. So if I process this gate out, that token will disappear from the token cancellation list which we just saw. So these were the two tokens for which the cancel button was not coming because they have crossed the stacking stage and they're lying out at the gate out processes. So this is the process which we adopt for general booking or delivery basis. Please remember, just to recap, the only difference is that here the stack allocation is done after the preparation of the deposit application form. In case if the depositor has already a reservation for the same commodity and same variety, and he is using two types of storage, which is one he could use reservation basis, and another for some additional temporary quantity he could keep them on a general booking or a delivery basis. In such a case, he still has to do a stack allocation, because stack allocation is against a particular reservation or against a particular deposit application form. So these things have to be carefully kept in mind before processing the transactions.